Linear equations 1. We're going to look at the most elementary linear equations and the logic involved in solving them. And then, once we've solved them, we'll look to see how we can take shortcuts as the equations get more complicated. First example. X plus 2 is equal to 6. Right, that's about as easy as equations get. The logic of it is, to get x on its own, I need to take that 2 away. But if we consider an equation to be like kitchen scales in balance, whatever I do to the left-hand side, I should also do to the right. So we get x plus 2 minus 2 is equal to 6 minus 2. So we've just taken 2 from both sides. On the left-hand side now, I simply have x. So x is 6 minus 2, and so of course x is 4. Example 2. Y minus 3 is equal to 5. This time, to get y on its own, I have to do the opposite of minus 3, which is plus 3. But again, whatever I do to the left-hand side, I must also do to the right. And that leaves me with y on the left, 5 plus 3 on the right. So y is equal to 8. Now let's look at multiplication and division. Example 3. 5x is equal to 30. So to get x on its own, I can simply divide the whole equation through, both sides of the equation, by 5. And on the left-hand side, 5x divided by 5 is just x. So x is 30 divided by 5, to give a final answer of x equals 6. Now a division example. Example 4. Y divided by 4 is equal to 7. Multiply the equation through by 4, and we get y divided by 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 7 multiplied by 4. So y divided by 4 multiplied by 4 is just y. Y is 7 times 4. So y is equal to 28. Right, so we've solved all 4 equations. Now let's look and see what kind of shortcut we can identify. How about if we just miss out the second line of every equation? Can we just bypass that step? And then, if we look for what looks to be happening here in this first equation, how do we get from that first line to the third line? It simply looks as if we've carried the plus 2 to the other side of the equation, past the equal sign, but it's changed to minus 2. Similarly, if we look at the second example, to get from this first line to the third line, it just looks as if we've carried the minus 3 to the other side of the equation, but it's become plus 3. And that's what you have to take on board. We can pass terms backwards and forwards across the equal sign, but whenever you move from left to right or right to left, you've got to change the sign. A positive term becomes negative, and a negative term becomes positive. Moving down now to the multiplication and division, if we've got 5x equals 30, then x is simply 30 divided by how many x we had. 30 divided by 5. And that would still be true if it was negative. If you had minus 4x is equal to some number, x would be that number divided by minus 4. And finally, if we've got y divided by 4 is 7, then y is just 7 times whatever we divide y by in the denominator. And that concludes this introduction to linear equations.